Hello everyone. So this is a continuation video, and in this lecture we will discuss once again no such element exception. In the last lecture we discussed about wrong locator. In this one we'll discuss about element not rendered yet, timing issues. So this is also one of those very frequent reasons. Because of this you get no such element exception. So what does this mean by element not rendered yet? Okay, so let's say if Selenium executes any line like this, driver dot find element. Let's say we want to search it by some link text. Let's give something id login button, and you want to click on that. Okay, so let's say if Selenium executes a line like this, okay, what Selenium does, that it immediately starts searching the DOM for this element. Okay, so we have this DOM. Let me just refresh it. Okay, so it immediately starts searching for that element in this DOM. If at that exact moment the page is still loading, an API call is in progress, or a spinner or loader is running, or JavaScript hasn't added the element yet, then Selenium cannot see that element. Okay, and it will throw you no such element exception. So in this case, problem is not Selenium. The problem is bad synchronization between your script and the application. Okay, so why timing issues happen so often in modern application? So most application today are dynamic, not static. Okay, let me just refresh this. This is just a store website. This is Amazon's website. Let me open inspect element so that you can see in the real time. Okay, let me just refresh it. You see, so all these things are there. Okay, so it is using React, Angular, Ajax call, and these apps, they do not load everything at once. Let me refresh it once again so that you can see content being generated. Okay, so these apps do not load everything at once. So the typical flow would be that first page will load, then HTML skeleton appears, then API call happens in the background, JavaScript renders element dynamically. So Selenium is much faster than all of this. Okay, so when you go for find element, or Selenium reaches the find element line, okay, it does before that element even exists. Okay, and let's say if the element does not exist and Selenium reaches that line and it executes it, okay, and it doesn't find that element, it will throw you no such element exception. Okay, let me just give you an example. Let's see, my internet is pretty fast. Let's go for this website. It is a little bit slower. Let me see. Okay, I'll try to find out one locator. Any locator would do. Let's say okay, let's check this one. This is also a link text. Okay, let me copy this link, paste it here, and see. Let me run it. So it will go to the website, try to find out this element in the DOM, okay, and click on it. Let's hope that it fails. Even if it doesn't fail, you get the point, right? All right, it has loaded the link. Let's see. Okay, it has failed. Success. So it has given us no such element exception. No element, the locator which we have given, it is not able to find out that locator. Okay, let's solve it. Okay, so let's solve it by giving you using the best common approach mostly people use, and that is actually a wrong approach. But let's see. I've just given 5 seconds of wait time, and let me run it once again. So we have used thread.sleep. Okay, let it run. Now it will wait for at least 5 seconds, and then it will go and look for that element in the DOM. All right, this has passed, right? You see, this has passed. It means that it indeed was being caused by timing issues. That element was not rendered yet, element was not loaded yet, and Selenium was trying to find out or locate this element in the DOM. It did not exist at that time, so it gave you that no such element exception. When we added thread.sleep with 5 seconds of wait time, it waited for 5 seconds and then it went looking for that element in the DOM and it found it. So it passed. So this is actually a wrong approach. Okay, this looks like a fix and it is working fine, but it is a bad practice. So the problem here is that it is a hard-coded wait. Okay, and when I say hard-coded wait means it is not depending on any condition or something. Okay, it doesn't matter what it does, what you do after this step, but it is going to wait for 5 seconds. Okay, it basically slows down the execution. So let's say you have like 10 different pages and at each page you are adding this hard code wait of 5 seconds. So 50 seconds it will take just like that, just for doing nothing, for waiting. Okay, and it will still fails if element takes longer than the sleep time. Let's say it is more than 5 seconds. Okay, it's sometimes it's network, sometimes it's application, so we don't know for sure. So sometimes it may give a response in 3 seconds only, but it will still wait for 5 seconds. And all these things makes test very unreliable. So thread.sleep waits for time, it doesn't wait for any condition. Okay, ideally our automation should always wait for condition. So what is the correct solution for this? The correct solution is explicit wait with conditions. Okay, the right approach is to tell Selenium that wait, please wait until this element is available and then you can act. Okay, so let me show you by example. Let me comment this whole thing out. Okay, we will use WebDriver wait. Let's create a new object, driver. Okay, and now we'll add the condition. I'll explain this. Okay, let me let this go first. Expected conditions. We'll take visibility of element located and we are going to search this element by linked text and we'll give linked okay, and we will give this label. All right, let's see if it throws no such element exception or not. Okay, let me run. Okay, so test case has passed. It did not throw no such element exception. Okay, so it has found that locator successfully. All right, so what has happened here? We need to understand this. Okay, um, Selenium, when we have given this 10-second duration of 10 seconds. Okay, so Selenium keeps checking for that element every 500 milliseconds. Okay, and if it doesn't appear within 10 seconds, only then it fails. Okay, and as soon as the element becomes visible, it will proceed. Okay, so let me rephrase it one more time. That Selenium will keep checking for that particular element in the DOM every 500 milliseconds. Okay, and as soon as the element becomes visible, it is going to proceed. And if element doesn't appear within 10 seconds, the duration we have given here, only then it fails. And this handles timing issues properly. Okay, so we are not, let's say, the item may appear in 2 seconds, in 3 seconds, okay, or in 7 seconds. It will keep on retrying. As and when it finds out that element, it is going to, go further, or whatever action you want to do on that, it will go for that. Okay, so what we have learned here, that there are some wait conditions for element not rendered yet. And if we are going to first of all need to debug it, why this is causing it. Okay, as I have said, there are no such element exceptions. We have 6 7 main issues or main causes which will result in no such element exception, and that is how one by one we should debug it. So let's say if element is not rendered yet, then we need to go for explicit wait with conditions. One example, just now we have seen visibility of element located. That is one condition. We can also go for presence of element located. It is used when element is added to DOM but may not be visible. We can also go for visibility of element located, which we have just seen. We can also go for element to be clickable. It is best for button and links. We can also go for invisibility of element located. It is very important for loaders. Okay, so we should not ask this question that that why Selenium is failing. You should ask that what is Selenium waiting for. Okay, so you need to have a good understanding about it. So what are final takeaways here? So final takeaways is that if element is not rendered yet, then Selenium cannot find it. Okay, for an example I've shown you here, right? You see, if we just refresh it, you can see all those elements slowly being rendered and populated here. So all those API calls, JavaScript calls are happening. Okay, and they are being loaded here. Let me refresh it. Okay, you see, this is Amazon website. So if an element is not rendered yet, okay, Selenium cannot find it. And no such element exception is an expected behavior. We should not, be jumpy about it, that, why has it happened? The fix is synchronization, not sleep. You should refrain from using thread or sleep. You can use thread or sleep just for debugging purposes, and then you can, write a condition, wait based on conditions. So you need to master explicit waits, okay? And what will happen, that is a flaky test will disappear, your script become more stable, and your automation confidence increases. Okay, so this is one of the most important Selenium concept, and honestly one of the biggest difference between a beginner and a strong automation engineer. Okay, so I think that's it in this session. We can we'll discuss, there's that 4 5 more causes there. We will discuss one by one in next upcoming videos. Okay, thanks a lot for watching.